Alright, what up, everyone? Alright, welcome back. Whoa, whoa, we're going fast. Whoa, we're going fast. Alright. Whoa, okay, alright. Well, going fast right out the gate, you know? Been a little bit since we were casting, but here we are back with a big match now. So this is a qualifying match. So this is between Tit and Samby. Tit, aka Aykin. Apologies, he went by Tit on Legacy, and so that's probably what I'm going to be calling him, and so that's what I've named him this game. At any rate, the winner of this series, best of 5 series, will qualify for the final, the top 8 tournament players. So, pretty exciting, pretty big one, and I think a pretty big opportunity for Samby here, who was, maybe not one of the players that one might predict would show up in the qualifying round. So let's quickly introduce the two. So in the north of the map, in the color blue, we do have Tit, aka Aykin, playing the Italy civilization, brand new civilization, parts of the Knights of the Malta, or Knights of the, the KOTW one. I know it by its acronym too well. And at any rate, we have Samby playing as Maltese, a part of the same DLC. So pretty exciting matchup we have here between two relatively unexplored civs, I might say. Of course, as Italy's bonus, they do start with this architect who is able to build buildings for free. However, they build them very slowly. So it's always a question, do you use this guy to build a free house? Do you stick him on the trading post? In which case he'll finish it around the time you hit H2, or what's good with him, So it looks like Tit's choosing to just build a house with them, and that's great. And he has his first card to send, which most everyone sends capitalism. Let's take a quick look at his deck. He what's this one? Collects coin for each enemy unit you have defeated so far. Huh. So that's like a late game 3,000 coin shipment. Interesting settler hit points. We do see Advanced Lombard? I'd call this Advanced Lombard. It probably has a different term maybe. These powerful mercenary cards in H2. This is a very powerful anti-skirm shipment in H3, and we'll just see how he chooses to play this. Meanwhile, over Samby playing Malta, has a 1v1 land deck, pretty typical, I'd say. This is a pretty late game card, so pretty interesting. Of course, for every card you send as Malta, all of your units gain 2% HP, which is pretty good. It really stacks up over time. I'll be curious to see if/when Samby decides to send German tongue. So this is the card that grants 2 settler wagons and a commandery wagon. However, it does cost 450 wood, but you can also train additional settler wagons out of that commandery once it's built. So pretty cool stuff. A couple mad dogs and a ye old plague doctor. Alrighty. So yeah, this is game number 1. Getting that 40 coin, 40 XP. So each player has a trading route on the same line. This architect is, well, I guess he's building it pretty fast here. Speeding up the wreck just a bit while we're in ye old age 1. I gotta stop saying yield. Yield. I actually read something that that kind of Y-shaped letter back then was pronounced with like a TH, so it really was actually maybe typical to our the. It's just kind of an artifact of modernity that we call it, that we pronounce it with a true Y sound. Rondom asks, what RO is this? What round of? This is a qualifying round, so I guess we call it the round of 4. But there's not a true finals for the qualifying round. It's just that the top 2 move on, right? So the winner of this series will move on. So it's a pretty big one, honestly. It's a pretty big one. Actually, I don't know if it's a best of it's a best of 7. Wait, 1, 2. Yeah, wow. I didn't realize it was a best of 7. All right, we really got to get going. All right, I have to say, Samby doing a nice job meleeing this outpost. I guess it went a little too far forward than what Tit wanted. And, well, for good reason, too. So Samby's pretty aggressively double racks here mid-map. So wants to siege down this tower. The hero is snaring the tower, and now Tit's hero is snaring the pikes that want to siege the tower. So snare is a good mechanic. You know, probably if you want to micro that super well, you drop the one being sieged back. But at any rate, it's just going up a little too fast. And I imagine there's some musks going to pop out of this racks. Yes. So the pikes want to get out of here before too much happens. And Tit is even shipping 7, I'm going to call them crossbows, pavisiers, 7 bows. Interesting unit. I'm not up to date on the lore on these guys. I think their stats change depending on which stance they use, so that's interesting. The architect building some houses out here for a little bit of LOS. Kind of risky, though, because these pikes could get a hold of it, and those... You know, already housed, actually, Tit is, by building these forward houses. So you have to kind of question the strategical acumen that went into making that decision. Also have to be careful not to lose your architect. Then you have to train another one. And 200 coin, these guys aren't cheap. And I think they also take up this time slot for a bill. So, yeah, Tit is... a little struggling for pop, you know. So is Samby, though. It does look like Samby has gone 700 wood, 600 wood, and now I believe he's also shipped, let's see if he has aura. Yes, he's also shipped Winged Court Construction. So that gives all of his villagers 30% gather rate on natural res. Pretty strong card. However, you know, it takes a while to pay off, especially because you don't have villager shipments. So that card isn't affecting that many villagers for a while, you know. But he's just sending... this is just kind of like a classic kind of Malta build order. You just go, you know, forward base, bow pike, 700 wood, 600 wood, and kind of ship units as well. And you get good tempo with it, I've noticed. You know, you get a good... you just can get good batches out, right? And, I mean, even the macro isn't great here for Samby. If we were macroed a little better, you know, these would be pretty easy batches of 10 units. And I think that their middle game follow-up is also strong with Winged Court Construction, potentially some settler wagons, and once you can make order hussars, I think that that's pretty strong. But yeah, I mean, you know, we haven't seen bow pike in the meta for a while. Like, maybe not since, you know, like fan patch, you know, and with like French and stuff, or Nilla. And I think one of the reasons why bow pike isn't meta is, I mean, I think most civs struggle to keep good batches for as long as this, but at the same time, I don't know, usually you just see kind of Musk Huss versus it, or you know, Crossbow Huss or something. I think another way that you can try to outplay bow pike is by trying to raid. You know, your opponent isn't going to have cav out for a long time, especially in the case of Malta. And having that forward base, it can be awkward to bring units back. I think maybe some defensive posturing and some raids could be good. At any rate, the recorded game is over. So Samby pulling out a quick 1-0 in this qualifying round. You know, I would say Tit, you know, Tit's just kind of like the more established player. So I would say that he would maybe be a favorite in the series. However, we have to note, I mean, this is Italy and Malta. These civs just came out. Players probably aren't comfortable with them all that much, but it is required that they're played each time a series in this tournament. Just trying to get that meta settled down. So pretty interesting. But yeah, just military pop. You just see Malta come ahead and take good trades versus Italy. The power of crates and 30% eco up. All right, that was game number 1. Let's quickly get into game number 2. I have to find what map it is. Scandinavia. All right, let's upgrade the score real quick. 1-0 for Samby. Good for him. Good for him. All right, okay. Got to get off this view lock, dude. View lock drives me crazy. Someone in the chat said, what was that? That's just a classic 2-racks bow pike that the other person struggles to hold. All right, in this game, game number 2, the qualifying round for our first weekend of qualifiers. Tit versus Samby. So Samby spawning in the northeast in the color red. Playing his main squeeze, I guess, USA. And in the southwest of the map in the color blue, we have Tit playing his own main squeeze, India. So main squeeze versus main squeeze. Wow, this is a lot of talking for my old throat. And I have to say, I'm pretty impressed with Samby's play in the prior round versus Windy 120%. I thought he played really well. If you're wondering why these good players are gathering from bushes, it's because these are blueberry bushes, not regular bushes. And you will spawn with a treasure that, well, it's not letting me bring up treasures, but you spawn with a treasure that increases their gather rate such that it's the same as the base gather rate of herdables. So this villager is going to gather from this moose, and you'll see they'll gather at 0.84 food per second, the same as these villagers gather from the blueberry bushes after that treasure is picked up. It's a free treasure, just sits by your TC right here. Interesting to note, though, these blueberry bushes only have 200 food in them, so they do kind of tend to run out. I think regular berry bushes have more, must have more. Oh, blueberry bushes are all over this map. This is a cool map. I like this map. The first thing, though, I noticed, that's funny. First thing I noticed when I played this map was I was thinking, wow, this must be pretty good for Japan. But Japan doesn't start with that treasure, so so they don't get better berry gathering. Kind of, I mean, makes sense. It would be too OP. The other thing is it doesn't stack. So one time I was playing this map in quick search, and my opponent didn't pick up that treasure, and I picked up mine and his. But they still just kept gathering at 0.84. So some pains were taken to make sure that this isn't too broken. But all right, so what has Samby elected to go for first? Standard 3 CDB shipment. And Tit is slapping down an Agra at home with 4 vills. So much different than, you know, trying to rush, which I think is good. I don't really think that India can rush USA. And USA is a good defensive civ with Minutemen and the regulars upon age up and etc. 100 of food here. So, I mean, this is nice. When you're a European, you know, when you're an explorer with the ability to take out a whole treasure guarding and you're versing India, which can only stun. It's oh, Samby did get it. Nice. You can do that. You can do that. You can crack shot one, just kind of sit on top of the treasure. You don't have to worry about your opponent crack shotting it. Instead, all right, I'm curious if Samby will go for kind of Hamiltonian economics semi, a slow Hamiltonian economics naked FF, or if he'll go for like a 700 coin kind of build. Interestingly, going for a trading post. I really don't build the trading post that much with USA because I feel like you get so much XP by default. Of course, you age up with experience crates, and building this capital wagon gives you a ton of XP. So I usually don't build a trading post until I'm in H3, but I'm not in the qualifying round, so maybe I should take some notes on Samby's play. Meanwhile, Tit is just shipping the wood trickle first, so pretty greedy. Just training a few Gurkha as well, I suppose. He does have 2 Sepoys out on the map. Like, kind of a miss by him. These could have easily killed this Vil. And they're trying to go there. He's got to get it in melee, though, and he does. So, nice micro from Tit. I don't think this Vil will go down if he pops 2 in the TC and pulls it, but turns out he doesn't even have to pull it. He's just going to get into the TC just fine. So, you know, minor miss from Tit there. That Vil was hurting for a little too long. But let's see what Samby's doing. So Samby is shipping Hamiltonian economics first. I like that a good USA player does this because this is what I always do. Just feels like a really good card. And he's making State Militia too behind this. So he's going to go for, I mean, it looks like Tit's just applying just like a, you know, the minimum amount of pressure to keep his opponent uncomfortable. But it doesn't look as though Samby is overreacting or anything. Maybe the walls are a little much, but you know, as we can tell from the brick game, I think he really likes his walls. And these Vils are going to be super beefy once that upgrade gets researched. Of course, they get extra, what is it, range resist or hit points? Yeah, they get they're just beefy from the French CDB shipment. As you can see, these Gurkhas are struggling to really hurt them. Samby's making State Militia, which is nice. However, they only have 13 range until the card that gives them more range comes in. So it's kind of hard to engage these Gurkhas, right? Both these units, I mean, the State Militia are a little faster, but if Samby isn't careful, you know, these Gurkhas can poke them pretty hard like they're doing just now. But it looks like he's going to try to engage, get that hero into melee. Melee does connect, so that's really solid, and he'll bring out the Minutemen. But he is popped from the Minutemen, and he's stacking a card. So that is just a weird game. I didn't expect Tit to go in-base aggro and then just trickle in Gurkhas. But he's sort of getting... I don't know. I don't know who this is like good for or whatever. Damn, Samby actually loves his walls. God damn. I gotta work on that hurting though. I mean, if you kind of want the hunt to be. You don't want the Gurkha to be able to shoot your hunt from outside the wall. I also don't like this. Anytime you want to hurt something like this, you know, get a villager with more hit points. Maybe not the CDB because it'll one-shot an animal, but you really don't want to. It doesn't give you a lot of margin for error trying to herd with a low HP Vil. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Anyways, pilgrims come in, ships 3 Vil and some food and a native scout. I wouldn't have. Oh, this is why he does that. Okay. We saw this in his series versus Windy 120%. So Yeah, that Vil. Oh, so close.
Hello.
That Vil's gonna go down. Yeah. So, when Samby wants to age, he'll only gather food, and then he'll ship this card, Boston Tea Party. It arrives fast, and it deposit. You know, not only does it exchange all your current food for 25% more coin, but it also just gives you 350 coin on top of that. Usually those exchange cards are like just 25% or something, or, you know, and this one goes the extra mile. Anyways, he'll send that card because it arrives fast, and he'll just stack food, and then he'll market trade for 1,000 coin to age up. I mean, it's actually pretty slick. It's actually pretty slick, and he'll get that card because this guy gives him so much XP. Building that does. So he has the card, but I don't think he wants to send it until he stacks 2,000 food. I think that's kind of the number. Yeah, it is a number. I'm learning. So you'll see now. He's all that coin, and he market trades to age, and he clicks that button. Yeah, pretty clean, man. Pretty clean.
Orders, yes, orders.
But I imagine Tit's going to be aging too. Yeah, so Tit's going to be up to age 3 actually sooner. So Vil counts are 32 for Tit and 25 for USA. So, I mean, India's definitely ahead in eco. They have both wood trickles. Oh, he chose a C deck. I didn't even really see this before. This gives them a lot of like great late game potential. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to pause it. Because there's only a frigate in the deck for Samby.
What is your command? Yes.
Gonna gather up those XP crates, get his H3 shipment in. I feel like maybe USA's typical game plan struggles versus India, because I think you want to like FF and ship Gatlings, you know? But versus India's siege elephants, it kind of feels like suicide. So I imagine he's gonna go. I think he's gonna do something else. You know, try to go industrial or something. Like, what if you send 1K coin here? Okay, no, he's gonna ship 54th Massachusetts Volunteers, 5 state militia. Nope. Oh yeah, he does that. State militia and regulars, and it gives you vet for both. So choosing to go for the state militias, which I like. You know, I mean, sharpshooters are really good, but well, I just prefer sharpshooters. I'd probably do the sharpshooter build in this game, which means aging Kentucky, and you get the card that ships sharp. It'll ship you like 26 sharpshooters at like 20 minutes. It's so insane. Anyways, the thing about state militias, I don't think they're good until they get long rifles in, and then I don't think that they're really good until you get advanced arsenal in, and then those upgrades take 10 minutes, and plus you've got to ship Continental Rangers. You know, I think they need like 2 or 3 cards to. I think they need 1 card to be competitive, 2 cards to be good, and 3 to be really good. You know. But he's gonna ship the 2 blockhouses. Gives him an extra 30% on hunting. I don't know if, I mean, with how many berries are on this map, maybe that's not what you want. I don't know. I don't know. It. Oh, that Nat Scout is it getting away? It might die to the Agra. At any rate, I like India's position here. You know, the blockhouses is greedy, but it might be too late to be greedy. I don't know. I'm not really comfortable playing USA like this, you know? If I'm going blockhouses, I would have liked to ship them like 4 minutes ago. I don't know. Meanwhile, Tits on 2 TCs. Something that I feel like India can do pretty easily, actually. But definitely gonna have a fight here. So Samby picking off 2 Vils, but being pushed back. There's just so many Gurkhas. And Samby just doesn't really have an answer to this so far, because if he ever ships Gatling guns, they're gonna get, not only are they gonna get nullified by the siege elephants, but the siege elephants are also gonna put a lot of pressure behind it. So he can't really do anything until he wins the Skirmore, I feel like. And that's gonna take a lot of state militia and a lot of cards. But Tit's just kind of doubling down on Gurkhas. Are these even vet? Yeah, okay. All right. I thought their skin didn't change, but they did. Tit went to age 3 with the Tower of Victory, so he can't. This doesn't allow him to train Mansabars. But I think it gives him inspiration. It ships wood, and yeah, it gives him inspiration ability. And he's adding water. This game just really feels like Tits. I just think he's had the advantage, and he's been kind of growing it. That said, the scores aren't too bad. But I don't know, the state militia just aren't doing it versus the Gurkhas. Samby, you know, drops his inspiring flag, so the stats for his units are boosted here, and he's going to limit the poking to that area. But what's that gnat? Oh yeah, should we get a gnat update? This gnat is Whittlesbach. Wow. Skirmishers gain more range. Wow. Could be a good card. Or a good upgrade. So yeah, just a lot of posturing by the two of them, but villager counts are for India 68 and only 28 for USA. So USA is struggling hard. He has himself 3 TCs now, but it's going to take him a while to make up that gap, especially now that India's on water. So finally the Gatlings are being shipped kind of out of desperation for Samby, I feel like. But at this point, I just expect Tit to kind of delay until he can ship 2 siege jellies. Maybe even go for a bit of a counter punch himself, but it's hard to know where everything is. But until those siege jellies come in, he can't really engage, and he's going to lose a few Vils. But I think that that's totally okay for the time that it buys them. And I wonder if this Nat Scout will finally go down or not. Like, geez Louise. Anyways, 2 siege jellies are on their way, and Tits looks like trying to close off the gap here, try to trap the army. But he's still just got to wait for those siege jellies. He's trying to keep his monks alive up here, so that when the siege jellies are shipped to the Agra, the monks can maybe get some stomps in and try to trap this army. That's really the plan here. So siege elephants do arrive here from the Agra, and as you can see, the angle Tit's making is very important. Doesn't want to take any volleys to these Gatling guns. They are very punishing, but I mean, look at how good the siege jellies are, right? If these are clumped together, they could potentially one-shot both of them. You know, Samby trying to protect his units, but with the skirm advantage that Tit has, you know, these Gatling guns are dead, really. Siege jelly's kind of pathing like shit. So Samby's trying to get as much value as he can out of him, but definitely these are definitely dead. And I mean, really just a great angle by Tit. I guess Samby can kind of get out, but that was a really good trade for Tit. And as you can see, this is reflected in the scores. And Tit's on water. He's got 2 TCs. He has map advantage. It's looking real good for him. Oh, interesting. Royal Green Jackets. This improves his multiplier versus heavy infantry. Yeah, Samby just doesn't have much here behind this. Man, dude, I just keep thinking how good these units would be with the Mansabar. Wonder if Samby has his flag. I can't see. I feel like this would be a good place for a flag drop right now. I like that it's in French. Oh yeah, so Tit used inspiration during that fight too, which is very good. It's basically like his ability of the inspiring flag, right? So Samby calling GG, and Tit bringing it up to a big tie here. Tying it up 1-1, qualifying round. This is best of 7. Winner of this goes on to the main tournament. Yeah, I don't know. I guess India just had like the tempo advantage that whole game. I'm just really not a fan of State Militia. I just feel like they didn't perform at all that game. But I think that this is also a bad matchup for USA probably. But I mean, it's blind picks this tourney, right? So it makes sense that Samby wants to go into game 2 on his main squeeze, but so did Tit. So you know, it's when you're blind picking, you know, this shit can happen. Doppel Solna saying Samby is a nice guy. Feels bad. Samby's got a bit of a fan in the chat. Wallachia is our third map. Boyshik. Dude, we're just hopping right in. We're just going from game to game. All right, but I actually have to use a little bit of a restroom. So, well, you know, we'll just check out Tit's Age 1 Brit Villager micro. All right, and we're back. Well, at least I'm back. That was a solid restroom break. Okay, so, oh, we have a bit of a Brit mirror. Interesting. All right. Excellent start for Tit so far. It looks like he had a wood treasure in base and picked up 90 wood. So that's going to be enough to give him 135 wood to build his third manor. So he's just going to kind of start this game up a Ville. Wait, but also Samby built a third manor. So, I guess they both got great wood treasures. I guess this map just has a lot of wood. This is an interesting map. So, we have a bit of water here to the east. Maybe not enough fish in the sea. Could be feels bad moment if you're a water player. This is a shallow river, so you can wall it. You can wall here in between this choke. Looks like there's another choke here and another choke here. So all in all, it could be kind of a defensive map. However, if you yield the map to your opponent, they are going to be gifted 2 5,000 coin gold mines on the west, as well as the House of Wetton, a new minor civilization post. So this one's good. This one's good, I think. The big button's good if you make cav, which maybe we won't see a lot in this matchup, but it significantly boosts cavalry and shock infantry armor, which can just win you a fight straight up. Could be a good Lakota map, right? you call that big button in and you attack dance. Could be. What else does it give? Yeah. Wow, fully resets some market buy and sell rates. Interesting. You can get a fort in H2, but it costs 1,200 res. Okay. This one's probably worth it. If you, at least if you're going to H4. I don't know. That one seems kind of fun. That one seems like a fun nap. All right. At any rate, both players are kind of doing typical stuff, right? Making manors in transition. I'm a Brit main, but I don't know. There's at this, you know, simultaneously there's a lot to say and there's not much to say at all. There are some minor differences that the players are doing, but it's probably not a big deal. Like when they build their market with respect to when they're building manors and these sorts of things. What will be interesting is age up times and age up politicians. So Samby's up a little bit earlier, and he's gonna, and both players aged with the tower and 200 coin. And Samby's placed his pretty aggressively here near this nat, and I think with the new way to acquire minor nat posts, right? These if you're within LOS, you can sort of start the foundation for 100 food, 100 wood, and it'll slowly build automatically, or you can use a unit to build it faster. What I mean is, imagine if Tit had built this in transition. Oh, these aren't pikes. I thought that these were pikes. I was gonna say, if this was a pike nat, you know, you could absolutely deny this FB, since you can train units the moment you hit age 2. But this is the pike nat over here, House of Wetton. At the same time, I mean, House of Feanor, you get skirms. They're very expensive, but you know, Brit mirrors tend to be musketeer fest. So if you imagine if you got a nat and you could start skirms, would be maybe kind of cool. But maybe that's why Samby placed his FB as he did, right on top of the nat post, you know, with this outpost there too. So if any units that did come out of the nat post, they would get hit by the tower. I do like Tit's tower better than Samby's. I mean, I like that it's so close to the racks. I almost wish it was so close that it would start shooting units the moment that they were trained. But there's potential here for Tit to get a good pickup here if he puts his hero into melee. It looks like he's just going to keep him in range. Meanwhile, build orders are both players are going 700 wood, 700 wood, 600 wood. And Samby has chosen to build his barracks. Well, he's not building it anymore. He started a barracks foundation, and did these get into a control group? What's going on? it seems like he's just sort of noticed his error. I was gonna say he built his second racks much earlier, but it's not actually gonna be that much earlier because he never finished it. He never finished it. So both players have very similar builds in terms of market upgrades. Just hunting dogs for Tit. Or for Samby. Wait, am I getting my players confused? Alright, Samby is steel traps, and Tit also just got steel. No, he only has hunting dogs. God, alright, you have to click on the villager. That gets so confusing. Yeah, they say Brit Mears are a Musketeer Festival. I'm glad someone in chat got that. So both players at 120 Vil pop. This is where we differentiate. All right, this is where we're finally, departing in our builds. Is Tit is sending 5 Vil, kind of the greedier option, and Samby shipping 6 Musk to the tower. So he has every intention of trying to take this outpost down. But I don't know. The trees here can be kind of awkward to siege that. It's kind of a skill to poke with musketeers when they're sieging. I think that this is actually going to be good for Tit in the long term. I think he's going to be able to keep Samby from sieging this outpost, but he needs to maintain, I think Samby's musks need to be in the trees, and then Tit should poke from afar. Because it's just a very awkward pathing around the outpost and the trees. And it gives Tit the ability to kind of one-shot a musk. He'll just kind of picks him off. But I don't know, he can't get too close because now he's taking a bad trade. Musketeer fights are so weird, man. I feel like that wasn't a great trade for Tit. Now he's shipping 6 musk of his own. So, I mean, in theory, he's up 5 Vils, right? We have 40 Vils versus 33. He's actually up about 6. Maybe Samby missed a Vil training. And Samby's going for musk attack behind this. So I don't know. I feel like Tit is taking some bad trades right now that he needs to not take. I think he needed to back the hell up and take a fight with Minutemen. And since he's up villagers, he should try to work on getting a 3rd racks up. After he took a favorable fight with Minutemen. But right now, I feel like he's just too far behind. And his barracks aren't super close together, so he's not going to get great pops on top of these musks. You know what I mean? But maybe for the time he's okay. Let's just look at all unit pops. So Samby's at 60. Both players are at 60, but Samby's about ready to complete 10 musks. Andy has less villagers. Okay, so, I mean, Samby just has a lot more musks. Wait, we can just select all. 32 to Tit's 17. So he's got twice the musks. And they're upgraded. They have musk attack, and Tit doesn't have anything on his. So, Tit's doing... Azoi says, don't take a fight you can't win. And Tit's doing that kind of repeatedly. And I think he's just too far behind now. I don't know. He needs a 3rd barracks really badly, but still. Shipping 6 longbows now too. It's not necessarily what you want. And losing this barracks is going to be like losing the game, I feel. Yeah, I mean, they do say that Brit Mears are a musketeer festival and kind of like coin flips. The Brit Mear it's just a coin flip. So, well flipped to Samby, GGWF, well flipped, and this barrack staying alive at 26 HP is kind of funny. This is kind of his last hope, but I mean, these musks are very strong now. Double carded. There's not a single card on Tits, so well played by Samby, that's for sure. And longbows just, you're kind of seeing why they say Brit Mears are a musketeer festival, And yeah, I don't know. There's just Tits got kind of nothing. You know, trickling in 5 musks here is not going to cut it. So Samby playing pretty well this game. He's chasing a bill. Doing a little multitasking. Samby's kind of the new king of multitasking after his game versus Windy 120%, I think. But Tit's trying to hang in there. Tit's actually a bit of a multitasker himself. I think, you know, some players, when they get into a disadvantageous position, they start to multitask, you know, send little batches of musks around, try to raid some. I feel like Tit sometimes does that. I think Minimolt sometimes does that. And it can be kind of scary, you know, but Samby, a multitasker in himself, is he's just no stranger to multitasking, let's just say that. You know, I guess it's kind of like in chess. You kind of have a bad position. You try to complicate the position or so. And you kind of try to force your opponent to, you know, you apply pressure to your opponent and try to make them make mistakes or something. And sometimes it works brilliantly, as I feel like Samby played a brilliant game versus Windy, not gonna lie. I mean, wasn't really brilliant when he like lost his army the first 2 times, but after that it was pretty brilliant. And Tit is playing down a TC, maybe not recommended, but giving it his best go. But this one looks like it's all Samby's. All right, GGWB. Let's update that. Update that score. Yeah, Samby. So Samby's taking a 2-1 lead here. The underdog, maybe taking a little bit of a lead. No, it's funny you say that, Wood Pusher, because I did mention GUA in that game, Samby versus Windy. I actually called it a better multitask than GUA versus Turk, which may be sacrilege, but I was feeling very emotional in the moment, very impressed. Yikes. Yeah, that's just not these aren't trades you want to take, you know what I mean? All right, Saxony is the next map. Oh shit, did I put it in there? Oh no. I misclicked. All right, let's hop on into game number 4. This is the qualifying round as a reminder. So the winner of this best of 7 series is going to qualify for the final. I don't know if it's bracket play. I imagine it's bracket play. Maybe round robin or something. I don't know. But the top 8 players through 4 qualifying weekends will play for this tournament. So pretty big match here for Samby and Tit. That's for sure. It's going to be prestigious to even qualify, you know, let alone win. So, okay, it's a group stage and then a Final Four bracket. Excellent. Thank you, Keister. But yeah, you gotta qualify, be part of the top 8. So that's what both these players are trying to accomplish. And right now, Samby has a maybe a bit more relaxed. He's got a lead to work with, right? If you're Tit, I think you're kind of feeling some pressure right now. And this is interesting. So we're in game number 4, right? And both players are playing the newest DLC Civ. So in the northeast of the map in the color blue, we do have Tit playing Malta. And in the southwest of the map in the color red, we have Samby playing Italy. So trying to think how this matchup goes. I think that Samby actually won. I mean, Samby won this matchup reversed in game 1, I think, right? He just kind of bow pike Tit down, and so it's interesting to see this same matchup reversed. I hope I'm not forgetting that. I've been casting a while today, so my brain's going a little mush. But anyways, Malta starting trading post. Samby's architect, he's tasked just to make a Lombard right away. So sometimes we see these guys go build trading posts, but he wants a Lombard. And this Lombard will build for free, but it will take a very long time. And as I understand it, at any time Italy can decide to purchase the remaining cost of the building, and then it will construct at a regular speed. But always interesting how players choose to use their architects, their Michelangelos, as Fitzbro would say. So yeah, he's already shift-clicked another Lombard down. So I guess Samby wants to do some sort of Lombard build. And wow, so this is already his. He's prepared, I guess. This deck is named 1v1 Malta Defense. And it doesn't even have capitalism, which is what most players ship in Age 1 is Italy. It has infinite 300 wood, advanced politicians, which means that your next age up is faster and all politicians ship extra rewards. That's used in a lot of FI builds, fast industrial builds. But I'm just very curious to see what he's got planned here. I mean, you have to be careful with Malta, because if you... I feel like Malta still has some serious boom options with Wignacourt Constructions. And this card, not going to try to pronounce it, in the Cellar Wagon boom. It's going to be interesting. Tit is not necessarily a player that that's going to rush you. He likes to play boomy a lot, At any rate, I can only assume... did he send this one? I honestly don't know what card he sent first. Can I not see the post game yet? Okay. All right, never mind. Samby loves his walls, dude. That's what I'm finding out from these series. I like that he's hurting in this guy. He needs to get that hunt in. And yeah, it looks like Tit's just gonna go for what all the players are doing these days. Little 2 racks bow pike, but he is shipping Wignacourt before. He doesn't even have 600 wood in deck actually, so playing a bit more long-term eco. But he's only got 16 villagers, and 2 of those villagers won't hardly be affected by that card, so it doesn't give him a lot right away, that's for sure. Let's go back over to Samby's point of view. He does have an outpost. It looks like he aged with the outpost and 700 coin. And what's he sending now? Oh, interesting. Croatian company. So this gives him Crab Guts and Schiavone, which I think are anti-skirms. We'll have to see here. I don't know. This is interesting. I would have thought maybe you send the Stratiat card with Minutemen and TC Fire on the pikes, but no Vills go down. I think that was a pretty good Minutemen pop. Unfortunately, his hero is dead, so it couldn't snare or anything. And Tit's actually got his own hero snaring, so I think Tit mostly gets out of there alive. But, whoa, okay. Let's slow it down here for the fight. I didn't realize I was going so fast. These Crab Guts are pretty good, kind of shitting on cover mode pikes, and I do believe these are, yes, these are anti-skirms, so 20 range and 2.5% versus light infantry. So these should shit on crossbows. But it's very important. I mean, they have a setup animation, and they're getting snared by this hero. So it's very important that, I mean, these basically have the sharpshooter animation, if you're familiar with that. So these guys need to stop getting snared, and they need to abuse their range. It's really triggering me that this guy's still alive. I'm not gonna lie. All right, that's good. You almost killed one. I also countered the Explorer. I didn't even see that. Or do you mean Crab Guts? No, I don't know. Crab Guts are famous for having 43 base range damage in H2. Which can go pretty freaking high. Wait, was this a cash? Shit, how did he get that? Interesting. Okay. He gets free gunpo depots. This is actually, I think this is actually a really good strat. So these are a merc on a lot of the new maps. So if you play as Germany, you get access to Team Cav Attack, right, in H2. So you just play Germany, you go 3 settler wagons, and then you ship the card that gives you extra population. Because they're 4 pop. And then you ship Silversmith, right? Improve your coin gathering. You can probably get like amalgamation and shit. And then you ship 5 Oolons if you want to be aggressive. I don't know. The point is you can just mass a lot of these. And H2 is Germany. You combine them with some Oolons. And you give these guys Cav Attack, and eventually you ship Advanced Arsenal and upgrade Ranged Cavalry Cross. And also the Cav HP, and you just, I don't know, you have a really good army in H2, and it's kind of fun, and it's very mobile. These guys have 7 speed, Crab Guts, so pretty sick. Anyways, I'm pretty impressed with Samby's. You know, he's holding off this whole aggression with like 8 units, right? Wait, how did he get more? Wait a minute, how did he get more? Oh my god, he has so many Lombards. He has 5 Lombards. Bruh. Okay, let's brainstorm. How do you... Is it from the... Is it a Merc that they can build? The Cathedral? I wish I could see what the players see. That's pretty good. These guys are good. Oh, he doesn't have the card. I don't know if these are the same guys in H3 you get. I don't know if you get a different anti-skirm. But Kevin shipped 11 anti-skirms against me in H3, and I had Merc Combat Jaegers, and I had them from the saloon, and I had the shipment, and he shit on me with them. But yeah, I think these are the same ones. I think that they must Shadow Tech in H3. At any rate, I think his eco's pretty strong with all these Lombards, which presumably do things, give you res slowly. And I mean, he could really abuse the thing about sharpshooter animation units is you gotta abuse pull trick with them. He's got to be pull tricking with these musks, you know. But bit of a little side clash here. Samby trying to multitask, but Tit not having it. Italy's base looks very pretty with all these things. And behind this, Samby's going up to H3, and looks like Tit's trying to get there too. He's just shipped 700 coin. So we just kind of have crossbow versus anti-skirm, aka ass, in H2. That's pretty much the extent of H2, and that sounds favorable for Samby, and it looks like it is reflected in the scores as well. So he's also going to be able to clean up this FB. Fortunately, this depot not doing too much here. Malta does age kind of slow though, I've noticed. I don't think they don't have access to a fast age. Whereas I guess Samby sent this car, but I guess it doesn't affect his current age up. I don't know. I'm confused what he did in H1. Seemed to work though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units go down. Oh. That's a lot of ass going down, dude. Well, Wood Pusher, I guess it's not that simple. And maybe the wiki's wrong, but I think it returns more res than you give it. Or it converts res from like a faster gather rate res to a slower one, which in turn gifts you vil seconds. It's like I guess it's like markets, but without trade. You know, the, what do you call that? You know what I mean. The rates. Plus you can do things like, you know, you ship 1,500 coin. I don't know. Like it takes a while to become res that you can use, but it's a lot of res once you get there. So the score's looking actually pretty good for Samby. Oh yeah, and you get XP trickle when they're trading res. That's a good thing to point out. Uffizi. That gives you your church wagon. But I've also seen lots of Italy win lots of games without making Lombards, so they're not necessarily necessary. Now he's shipping 1,500 coin. Meanwhile, Tit is that's an I don't think he respects the these guys enough. Did they shadow tech? I can't tell. Plus 24 HP. No, that's just from... Oh no, this is Italy. They don't get the Malta stuff. Wait, I'm not looking... Yeah. Yeah, they're called something else in H3, I think. And then they get more stats. Maybe? Oh, these are the newest civs. Anyways, Tit shipping an interesting card first. Steel bolts. So his crossbows get more range, and they inflict siege damage at range. But I don't know if it's going to help him deal with these 2 musks. And now he's shipping 8 armored pistoliers. These guys are pretty good. But I don't know. I just don't know how good this comp is going to do versus 2 Falcons. Thoughts? Anyone thoughts? Okay. Garya's confirming that these guys shadow tech. Good to know. Oh, he's just going age 4. I think Lombards are pretty good, guys. I don't know. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, game's over. You want to know what's pretty cool? It doesn't really actually play that much faster when I do that. He's going to age with 3 Falcons. It's going to be pretty cool. I think he aged with 9 Musks here. Yeah. That card that makes your age ups better is just really good, I think. All right, but these armored pistoliers, they aren't a joke. And it could be Samby got a little greedy, stopping for those 2 houses. Yeah, wow, wait, those pistoliers really did it, dude. God damn. How many does he have left? 6. He shipped 8 and he has 6 left. Pretty good. But score is still in favor of Samby. And Italy in H4 is really strong civ. These guys are really good. The Papal Bombards are really good. Is it Papal or Papal? Garya, tell me. Give me these correct Italian pronunciations of things. Yeah, 660 HP, and they like absorb damage or something. I don't really understand it. But this is gonna be a lot of cannons. Are these just reskinned little bombards? Papa Bombards, yeah, okay. That's what we're calling them. Oh, it's not even an Italian word. Well, I don't. I get papal. All right, hold on.
Papal.
It's related to the Pope. Yeah, that's Italian. You guys have the Vatican there. You guys are popey, Catholic and shit. I guess that makes sense because you get all that shit from the church.
Papal.
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 Man, I wanted it to be papal so bad. Shows you how much I know.
Comandi? Sire? Comandi?
Not a Catholic boy. All right, these guys are just. These guys are slow creeping across the match a little too slow. All right, now we get to see the old trumpet boys. They will defend king and country with his sharp rapier and melee and charged pistol. No mention of no mention of the trumpets, Sag. All right, dude, how many times do we have to watch players make this mistake? Stop building forward artillery foundries when you need to make culls after you've spotted your opponent's Falcons. So many times, thousands of times, we see this. Build it back here. For heaven's sake. Sag, man. That's Sag. It always happens. All right, let's see. Let's see these guys arrive. Oh yeah, look at their little musketeer looking shit. Look at their little musketeer looking ass. Defending king and country. Wow, pretty good stats. 256 HP and 70 damage with the MOBA ability. And 4.5 speed. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good musks. They're essentially guard musk. Yeah, pretty good. What does this do? Better Lombards. The thing about Lombards is I think you have to do it manually, right? Kind of like reseeding AoE 2 farms until they did automatic reseeding. My voice is dying, dude. All right, so big guard musk flank. I mean, they're like upgraded guard musk. Oh, their charged attack, they pull out rifles? Or that's their regular attack? Or no, their charged attack, they pull out the pistols, and then their regular attack is rifles. When do they use their trumpets? Maybe I'm thinking of a different unit. Well, the coals finally come out. I think you just right-click this. I don't know. So these crossbows are beasts versus heavy infantry now. So, I mean, I was kind of shitting on Tit choosing to send that card first, but maybe I shouldn't. I mean, this card also gives you a higher multiplier versus heavy infantry. So, I mean, really good card. And the coal positioning is not what it needs to be for Samby right now. I mean, the scores, though, just look at the scores. Like, I don't know. Nice coal shot there, though, but these crossbows are just eating these musks alive right now. Oh, the trumpet unit is standard Italian? Huh. Who won? I'm assuming Samby won. Alright, GG Samby. Damn, this is a big ass lead, 3-1. He's one game away from qualifying. Yeah, funny thing is every trade like almost didn't go in favor of Samby, but he still won the game. Wait, and he was outgathered? Are we sure we know who won? Alright, bit of a weird one, I guess. Well, 2 times the score, but I think that's fake score from something. What is going on right? Hold on. I gotta take a break. you know, pretty interesting to see. I don't know, Dutch is on 4 banks versus Houdin's on water. So, excuse me. Houdin's may be, I don't know, in a pretty good spot if we just kind of check total populations, right? Houdin's has a lot more pop. Granted, I mean, banks don't take pop, so maybe that's not the best metric here. But, all right, well, let's just look at skirm stats. So, force prowlers are better than these skirmishers right now. But we don't have any upgrade cards, and if we head on over to Tit's point of view, he doesn't either. However, infantry combat is just about to come in, so these already very strong skirmishers affected by this hero aura are just got a hell of a lot fucking better, you know? Yeah. So, Woodshitter saying Dutch looks totally fucked. So, you know, I kind of think so, too. This hero could have maybe been sniped. He kind of had some pathing issues. But, well, I mean, the scores are kind of even. There are whales on this map. So, and there's still a lot of fish in the sea. I don't know if Samby has a frigate. No, so he doesn't have any water cards or water shipments. He's going to try to go for a little husk switch, but I don't know. Versus without cab combat, I don't know how effective it's going to be. Of course, musket riders are very good units too. But he's kind of really doubling down on this. I mean, he's got to make something happen, right? And he's also almost out. He's mining a lot of coin. I guess that's that do be how it is. Got to stop talking like that when I'm casting. But I want to know, for the first time today, I'm going to try to turn on Fog of War, and I want to see if Tit saw Huss or not. I feel like maybe he did. Training more musket rider here. Could be killing some houses, and I feel like Dutch is going to be popped. Yeah, Dutch is popped pretty bad. Dutch did cancel infantry combat for cab combat, which I like, because something's gotta go. And he's just gonna go now, but man, those units were really struggling to get out there, and yeah, man, it's the Huss aren't really connecting. Huss are now taking their first swing, but I feel like half of them have already died. And they're just going down like flies, to be honest. These Iroquois units are just so good. Pardon me, Houdin's. However, that hero does go down, so they lose all their aura, but all the Huss are down. So we're still left with better skirms versus worse skirms, and how many skirms? 47 forest prowlers versus just 29 skirmishers for Samby. And you can see how well that fight was for Tit. He's definitely taken a large score lead after that, and he still has plenty of fish in the sea. So just sort of reinforcing with more musket riders, playing it safe. Doesn't want to get caught out by a big batch of cav, or maybe Dutch sends the church card and pops some strads or something. But Tit's, I mean, this is a must-win situation for Tit, right? He's down 3-1. It's a best of 7, and if he wants to qualify this weekend, he needs to come back. And you know, maybe Samby is maybe an opponent he thinks that he can do that with. So a bit of a short one. That wreck, you know, again, unfortunately, we only got to hop into the game about 14 minutes in. But we saw some force prowlers shoot some skirms in. That was pretty much the game. So well played by Tit, going for the big bee fisher boom, and he's going to begin his attempted crawl back, shall we say? Yeah. Noel saying Samby's a legend. I kind of agree. I think he's really impressed me this series and the last one I casted with Wendy. Alrighty, let's get the next one going. Alright guys, I think we're going to move on over to ESOC TV. So I'm just going to throw in the. I'm gonna stop streaming here, of course. I'm gonna throw on my. I'm gonna change the stream keys, but I think I'll host ESOC TV on my own channel. Pretty weird, never done that, but all right. I'll see you guys soon. See you guys soon.